G'day viewers, getting ready to do a TFU video, and this is possibly the most important bit of preparation I'll do. I'm tasting some flavoured tequilas I made. I used silver tequila, and I probably can't use chroma key with this or it's just going to disappear in the green. This had lemon peel steeping in it for about 5 days. It's gone, well, it's like a urine sample really, and my light's flickering, so probably won't even use chroma key for this bit. But yeah, this will be the mildest taste, so I'll try it first. Smells like tequila. First we'll take an elegant little sip. Trying to see if I can taste any lemon. And I can, it actually works really well. Oh yeah, lemon tequila. Okay, I consider this a winner. Shots away. Okay, yep. This one had menthol chili rock candy dissolved in it. Call it fire and ice. Do a little sip first. Oh. Yeah, because chili doesn't have, sorry, I was going to say, so tequila doesn't have enough burn on its own. Oh, that's good. This final one has a cinnamon chili rock candy dissolved in it. It's probably a little bit hotter than the menthol chili. Oh, it's got such a nice smell. Whoa. Man, I thought I was coming down with a cold. I was feeling a bit congested. Jesus, that's going to clear me right out. Whew, no congestion anymore. Whoa. Alright, I'm going to go and possibly throw up, and then I'll make a TFU video. G'day viewers, so the end of another week. I'm doing Totally Fucked Up Friday. Pretty fucked up week. Like, maybe I should try and keep it light. We've had to deal with white nationalist, Nazi sympathizing terrorists in the US, Islamic terrorists in Spain killing a bunch of people. Pretty fucked. I mean, humans are kind of shit, honestly. It's almost like whenever anything awful happens, and people say, how can this happen? Why is this happening? Why can't we move past this? I go, well, you know, start with the premise humans are essentially fucked, and the rest is easier to manage, quite honestly. It's like, So I feel like being a bit frivolous at first, and frivolous is Australian politics. Australian politics is just stupid at the moment. I've mentioned this before in videos. Australian politicians keep getting found out for being dual citizens, and there's part of our constitution that says you can't serve in the parliament if you're a dual citizen, because I don't know, there's some belief that you may be serving a hostile foreign power, and it's just gone nuts. It started with 2 Greens, and there's Malcolm Roberts in One Nation. There's a couple. There is both the leader and the deputy leader of the Nats, the Conservative half of the coalition, and a whole bunch of people in the Liberal Party. It's absolutely astounding that no one in the Labor Party's been caught out in it so far. But it's like, we're up to like 7 people, maybe, who are caught up in this, well, I guess you could call it a constitutional crisis. People in the Parliament who possibly don't have the constitutional right to be in the Parliament. It's just fucking weird. It feels like it's come out of nowhere and it's just exploded. And it's like, this is stupid. Yeah. No. Every time I look at it and think, what can we read into this? What does this tell us? It tells us politics is stupid. This shit is just stupid. And it's kind of embarrassing. It's just like, get your shit together. This was just about doing the right paperwork. And these people have been caught not doing the right paperwork. It's not like they're spies. It's not like they're saboteurs. It's not like they're foreign insurgents. They're just idiots who can't do paperwork. And it's fucking bizarre how this is spiraling out of control. It's like, what's the biggest issue in your politics? Oh, is it a president who won't disavow Nazis? No, it's people who won't do paperwork properly. And it's just fucking weird. And, well, it's in Australia. There's a competition for the stupidest thing in politics. It's like, well, who didn't lodge their paperwork? At the same time, we have the talk about a postal vote about marriage equality here, and the few idiots who are still vocal in their opposition to, treating gay people as if they're human, saying just stupid shit like, oh, you know what? It's like if you let gay people marry, soon someone will marry the Sydney Harbour Bridge. That makes sense. That isn't a ridiculously stupid, contemptible statement that should automatically exclude you not just from government, but from human society? No. That makes sense. Saying that makes absolute sense, and the government person who said it should not be dragged out into the street and set on fire because he's a fucking idiot. Or maybe, I'm just saying, might be the tequila talking. But we went from people not doing paperwork being stupid to someone in the government saying, gay marriage will lead to people marrying the Sydney Harbour Bridge, to Pauline Hanson doing this stupid stunt of wearing a burqa into the Senate, and then Tequila, see, I could have been a crazy terrorist, but it turns out I'm just an ignorant, shit-eating, racist fuckwit. Well, who knew that's what a burqa could be hiding? And the weirdest thing about Hanson being an ignorant fuckwit is she made George Brandis look good, because George Brandis, who's an asshole, made a really impassioned speech like, not only was what Hanson just did hateful and stupid, it's detrimental to Australian society. It makes Australian society less safe. Like, it's as if Hanson is a terrorist insurgent trying to make Australia unsafe just for her own shallow personal gain. And when you can make someone like George Brandis look good by comparison, you're really fucking bad. And Pauline Hanson, you're garbage. And there are a few people desperately trying to do defensive things like, oh, well, okay, you're saying that her dressing in a burqa is bad. Oh, if someone in the Greens dressed in a pink nun outfit, you'd applaud them. No, I'd still think they were pulling some stupid fucking stunt. But if you're trying to pull some weird fictitious situation to defend Hanson, it's like, you're not just a stupid, ignorant, racist fuckwit like she is. You're also, a fabulous and delusional, and, you make no sense. So it's like, yeah, Pauline Hanson proved herself to be garbage, but it isn't as though that's news. It's just like, oh look, Pauline Hanson did something stupid and bigoted and fucking moronic. Ugh, it must be a day ending in a Y. I think we can't let a week talking about what was totally fucked up this week go by without talking about Trump again. Again, the shit that happened in the US was really depressing, but what's fascinating is when Trump wouldn't and continues to refuse to disavow Nazis and white supremacists. It is so bizarre because it's like the easiest thing in the world. Just go, oh yeah, Nazis are bad. Anyone in the modern world who promotes Hitler's ideas and race genocide and race supremacy and, does the old Heil Hitler salutes and, no, I don't like them. That's the easiest thing in the world to do. Like, even if you're lying, and Trump, that's obviously Trump's base, and he feels this weird allegiance, because he himself, when you look at his history he's obviously a white supremacist in the most simple, literal sense, in that he thinks white people are inherently superior simply by being white, and non-white people are inherently inferior and bad simply by virtue of not being white. That's just on evidence. You just look at things he said, not just as president, but for decades past. He's obviously a white supremacist. And he can't even bring himself to lie. That's the weirdest thing. It's like he's so tied up in this white supremacy thing, he can't even bring himself to lie. So you've got a whole cavalcade of Republicans. They don't call him out specifically, but in internet parlance, they're basically subtweeting him. They're basically saying, okay, Nazis unequivocally bad, white supremacy unequivocally bad, there's no grey area here. And by saying that, they are straight up saying Trump's fucking garbage. Okay, but they don't call him. But the military have said it. Every branch of the military in the US have come out and unequivocally condemned the racist and Nazis who did their protest, and the Joint Chiefs of Staff have all said it. And it's this is unprecedented. And now you've got a bunch of magazines coming out with covers explicitly calling out Trump being a racist, a white supremacist, pro-Klan. This is unprecedented. I think that word gets thrown around a lot, unprecedented. But when you see this, where people are blatantly calling the US president racist, white supremacist, pro-Nazi, pro-Klan, that's fucking unprecedented. And I don't fucking know what's going to happen. There was this weird, people in the White House just keep leaking what a fuck-up Trump is and how insecure he is now. There was this weird thing about, Trump loses his temper, and they listed the things that make Trump lose his temper, and it was like, if he thinks people are lying to him. I don't know, that seems reasonable. But then there was this whole list of things of if he's surprised, or, if he's challenged on anything, or, if people want to point out he's supporting Nazis. I feel like Trump is upset by a variety of things that would be too long to list, that would include seeing himself in a mirror. I think he's upset if a day ends in Y. It's just basically this weird fucking shit show going on. And there's no telling how bad this will get. There's no telling how far he will fall. I mean, it has got to the point where you'd have to be a fucking idiot to deny, if we end up having a history, Trump will go down in history as the worst president ever, as the president of open racists, as the president of people who seek to betray everything about the United States in the name of white supremacy. People will look back in history and say, what the fuck were you thinking? And seriously, there is no one in the US who, if we get to live long enough to have grandchildren, will be able to face their grandchildren and say anything other than, we knew. Everything was there. Nothing that happened in the Trump presidency was a surprise. He told us ahead of time what would happen, and yet he was voted into power. And there is no indictment worse than that there is nothing that has happened so far, that's nothing that will happen for as long as the Trump presidency survives, that is a surprise. We knew. He told us what would happen. It was all there to be seen, and that's the thing that's totally fucked up.